things. Number one, what's Trump in trouble over when it comes to Epstein? He's in trouble because he is making it look like to the MAGA base, he's part of the elite cabal that covers for other members of the elite cabal. And they don't like that. They elected Trump because he promised not to be one of them, but to like bust up them, those groups.
It began in secrecy. A private meeting hidden behind tightly sealed doors. The kind of scene you'd expect in a political thriller. Sources close to the matter say 50 Cent sat down face to face with Donald Trump at Mar-a-Lago late last month. No cameras, no reporters. Just two powerful men in a quiet room, and one alleged goal: make sure Sean Diddy Combs stays behind bars. From the way events are playing out, it might have worked. Once the untouchable king of bad boy records, Diddy now sits in a cold concrete cell at Brooklyn's Metropolitan Detention Center, denied bond yet again. Meanwhile, 50 Cent floods social media with laughing memes and yacht selfies, looking like a man who just claimed the final victory in a rivalry decades in the making.
Don't trust nobody. In Hollywood, specifically, when you get there, a lot of people don't know how to say no. That's the difference between New York City and California.
This meeting was no casual chat. The air was cold, calculated. 50 Cent came ready. Sources say he handed Donald Trump a blacklist. Every insult, every jab, every quote Diddy had thrown at him over the years. This wasn't venting. This was a plan, and it hit its target. Trump, a former president famous for holding grudges and turning them into strategy, reportedly reacted instantly. One insider said the mood in the room shifted on the spot. This is the same man who told Newsmax it's more difficult to pardon Diddy because of those old comments. Comments like, white men like Trump need to be banished, and the number one priority is to get Trump out of office. Weeks before, whispers suggested Trump might actually consider a pardon. Diddy's circle had been quietly lobbying the White House. But while his team worked the legal path, 50 was waging.
I was very friendly with him. I got along with him great. And seemed like a nice guy. I didn't know him well. But when I ran for office, he was very hostile.
He said some not so nice things about you, sir.
Yeah, and it's hard, you know, like you, we're human beings.
Right.
And we don't like to have things cloud our judgment, right? But when you knew someone and you were fine, and then you run for office and he made some terrible statements.
And here's where things get darker. 3 sources, a former associate of Diddy, a political strategist tied to Trump's campaigns, and an ex-music executive connected to both camps, claim Diddy's team made a last-ditch offer that shocked everyone. Allegedly, they offered Trump access to confidential files, possibly linking him to Jeffrey Epstein. The message? Help me and I help make some names disappear. No one knows if the files were real. Soon after, Trump's tone shifted from maybe to probably not, live on Newsmax. Diddy was very hostile when I ran for office, he said, before admitting, we're human. We don't like things clouding our judgment. One insider also claims 50 Cent's blacklist was detailed. Dates, sources, screenshots, like political opposition research. Was this always his plan? Not a diss track, but strategic manipulation at the highest level. He's already turned Diddy's trial into a Netflix docuseries. Now, maybe the final blow.
We once worked together a long time ago. They're not friends now. They don't like each other. And yeah, 50 has taken every shot, especially when Diddy has been down.
Diddy isn't sitting quietly. Reports say his team is preparing another appeal for bond, even hinting at a retrial over alleged judicial bias. But nothing's working. The judge swatted away a $50 million bond offer like pocket change. Prosecutors aren't moving, and his lawyers won't comment on clemency. He's surrounded by silence, political, legal, personal. Once New York's king, now ghosted by friends and ignored by the one man who could free him with a signature. Meanwhile, 50 Cent's feeds are a victory parade. AI images of him dodging itty-bitty Diddy with a gun, courtside Knicks photos, and posts mocking Puff's old quotes. Donald doesn't take well to disrespect and doesn't forget who goes against him, he wrote. This isn't advice, it's a warning shot. What began as record label shade is now a political chess game, and we're watching one man lose everything in real time.
stand you, Mr. President. He was once nice to you, he's turned on you, and he doesn't deserve a favor from you, who he worked actively to stop.
As Diddy's lawyers plead for mercy before his October 3rd sentencing, staring down up to 10 years in prison while prosecutors push for the max, one thing is clear. The court of public opinion has already ruled. The free Diddy days are gone. His name trends now in scandal, not support. Former allies stay silent, and the one-time hip-hop titan is reduced to whispers of deals offered, threats made, and secrets buried. Yet the one moment that won't stop fueling speculation is that closed-door meeting between 50 Cent and Donald Trump. No cameras, no press, just leaks hinting at a move that may have crushed Diddy's final shot at freedom. Some say it lasted 20 minutes. Others swear it was an hour. But what was said? Was it only about Diddy or a deeper exchange? A power trade dressed as loyalty wrapped in vengeance?
Documentary, I think a lot of people thought that he was just joking around. It turns out he's not. So this is actually a real project that's being made under his G-Unit.
Since that meeting, Trump has been blunt. Diddy's past words were terrible, and a pardon would be difficult. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has been loyal, useful, strategic, the kind of ally this administration rewards, and the kind of enemy you never want. As Diddy sits behind bars, abandoned by friends and ignored by allies, 50 celebrates his biggest win. But whispers point to something deeper. 3 industry-connected sources say 50 didn't just bait Trump with a blacklist. He fed federal authorities names, dates, locations, even surveillance leads. 50's been sitting on receipts for years, one former producer said. The feds didn't just find Diddy, they were handed a map. In 2024, 50 backed a Netflix docuseries on Diddy's scandals, built on sealed depositions, anonymous interviews, and unreleased timelines. Some insiders now believe it wasn't just journalism. It was a long game to destroy him.
Are you surprised by the evidence that's already coming out in the criminal trial?
No, I'm not surprised. I experienced some of those things. Witness violence.
If 50 Cent really used his platform to sway jurors, stir public outrage, and kill any chance of a pardon, then this isn't a feud. It's a calculated takedown. Not justice, vengeance. And it forces the question, where's the line between exposing a predator and becoming one? The parallels to political power plays are haunting. Diddy isn't the first man to be shut out by someone with a long memory. Donald Trump has blurred the line between law and loyalty before, using the presidential pardon like a scoreboard, granting clemency to Roger Stone, Joe Arpaio, Lil Wayne, even reality stars Todd and Julie Chrisley. But Diddy? Despite a lighter conviction and no priors, he got nothing, just silence, then a cold, clipped dismissal.
You know, it's more difficult. It makes it more, I'm being honest, it makes it more difficult to do.
But more likely a no for Combs, it sounds like.
So.
Trump's Newsmax interview said the quiet part out loud. He made some terrible statements, the president admitted, referencing Diddy's words from the 2020 election. It wasn't the facts or the charges making a pardon difficult. It was that the former bad boy CEO dared to challenge a man who treats opposition like betrayal. The history didn't matter. The gala photos, the champagne toasts in New York clubs, the public praise in the early 2000s. In Trump's world, past loyalty dies the moment you speak against him. And past friendship, it can't erase political heresy.
He is a serial woman abuser, the likes of which we haven't seen in modern America, at least not on the public stage in this way. He is a repeated serial abuser. He beat those women to a pulp and didn't even deny it. He didn't deny it. They admitted expressly domestic abuse over and over and over again, something the judge used against them when they pled for pardoning Diddy will create another Epstein for him. It would be a nightmare. And last and certainly not least, the GOP is already struggling with female voters, and they're not all lefties. There are young conservative women who aren't in love with Trump or MAGA. There are. And this will not help. It's very clear. We all saw the videotape of him beating the hell out of.
Here's the twisted irony. Diddy may have tried to beat Trump at his own game, allegedly offering Epstein-linked files as leverage for a deal. The kind of dark bargaining chip meant to force a hand. But if that offer was real, it didn't bring fear. It brought retaliation. Trump's team reportedly shut down every back channel, cutting off contact completely. Insiders close to the administration believe it didn't just end Diddy's legal chances. It ended any hope in the Oval Office. The mogul's final play may have been his biggest mistake. The fallout from that denial rippled across the entertainment and political elite. Hip-hop giants are suddenly watching their words. Diddy's former collaborators have vanished from the conversation. Even celebrities who once bragged about Trump's pardon record are now whispering doubts about how decisions really get made in this White House. And for those still fighting legal fires, names we won't say yet, but you know them, the message couldn't be clearer. Cross Trump, and mercy is off the table. Pardons aren't for the innocent, they're for the loyal. Meanwhile, 50 Cent has been on a victory lap so brazen, it's raising eyebrows among his own fans. Trolling is one thing, moving like you got exactly what you wanted is another. His captions don't just mock, they flex. Lines about bad energy getting what it deserves. AI courtroom sketches with Trump's hand resting on his shoulder. If he didn't pull the trigger, he's making sure everyone thinks he aimed the gun.
The question is he a criminal? Is he basically akin to a mob boss running several criminal enterprises? And while it's very clear to me he is a depraved, disgusting person, we have to prove that he violated the law.
The bigger question now isn't whether Diddy is guilty. That verdict will land in October, with an appeal dragging its way through the courts. The real question is whether the road to this moment was ever fair. Was the justice system used or used up? Did 50 Cent cross the line from righteous exposure into weaponized obsession? And is Trump still acting as a president or just settling old scores through strategic whisper campaigns? We may never get the full truth. Most of the players aren't talking. The White House won't comment. 50 Cent's team swears the Netflix series is entertainment, not evidence. And Diddy's lawyers, for all their fury, are still throwing darts in the dark. But behind the headlines and court filings, we're watching the slow-motion collapse of an empire. Bad Boy isn't just bruised, it's gutted. Sponsors gone, friends vanished, legacy tainted beyond repair.
How many people came through his orbit? How many people could this have happened to? And how did he get away with it for so long?
Diddy's image is collapsing in front of the world. But deep inside FBI evidence rooms may sit something far more dangerous. When federal agents raided his Miami and Los Angeles homes, they didn't just take papers. They carried out a disturbing stash. Sources say it held over 1,000 bottles of lubricants and oils, tagged by investigators as freak-off supply. There were encrypted hard drives, handwritten journals, old camcorders hidden behind false walls. As if someone knew this day would come, insiders claim these weren't for pleasure, but for power, leverage to control stories and silence enemies. Whispers say some footage shows Hollywood A-listers in moments that could destroy careers overnight. If this cash is real, it could bring more than one man down. It could burn through the highest levels of Hollywood. Federal officials stay silent, and no new charges have been filed over the seized materials. But the quiet feels less like closure and more like the calm before a storm. Pressure is mounting for answers, and suspicion grows that prosecutors are stalling to shield powerful names. The vaults inside Diddy's homes may not just hide secrets, they could be ticking time bombs. If even part of the rumors are true, this scandal could spiral into something bigger, darker, and far more tangled than anyone dares to say aloud. Yet there's another layer of unease. If a global music mogul can be toppled by a rival's move, if a presidential pardon can vanish over a few words, and if a documentary can destroy before a court can act, then truth is no longer fixed. Justice bends, and power belongs to whoever controls the story.
The stuff that's happening to Wendy Williams, do you think this is all connection to?
Of course!
Well, the things that I experienced with him were monster-like. That stuff almost destroyed my life.
Diddy's empire is collapsing, surrounded by enemies both old and new. But with whispers of blackmail, planted evidence, and hidden files, the question lingers. Is this justice or the perfect setup? And if 50 Cent can sway a president's hand, then who's really in control? The lines between truth and manipulation blur, leaving us to wonder whose game we're watching unfold. Is 50 a mastermind, or has he crossed a line too far? Tell us your thoughts in the comments. Until next time, stay sharp, stay curious, and don't blink. The next twist is already moving into place.